Hey, what's up, guys? So, Far Cry 5 released a trailer, a teaser trailer, whatever you want to call it. So, in this trailer, we see a lot of things that remind me of Far Cry 3. And the reason why I'm so excited about this is because Far Cry 3 was kind of like the last Far Cry I actually really got into. I mean, Far Cry 4 wasn't bad, but Far Cry 3, I like the whole thing behind it. It was messing with your mind, you know, bringing you to the insanity, the brink of insanity. And I really like the boss Voss, and this one kind of does the same thing. So we're going to a place called Hope County, Montana. It's a fictional place. You know, it doesn't exist, but it's kind of cool how they're trying to like bring real world stuff in here because people think the world's gonna end at any day now, and you know they're trying to make sure they're trying to always prove that they're right, and they do whatever they can to like convince you and make them join you to lead you into salvation or safety, whatever. So this is what the game does. It brings in this cult called Eden. It's led by a person named Joseph. Well, so the main leader is Joseph, and there's like little mini leaders called like the family, or I believe the family's called like the Seed or whatever, and they're kind of like, dude, they're leading the cult Eden, and they're forcing people to join them. It's not like they're not trying to like convince people to come and join them. They're actually forcing them, bringing them from their home, killing them, which is kind of crazy. It really brings that crazy factor into Far Cry, which I like, and it's also taking place in the U.S., which we haven't really seen before. So I'm really excited for this. So they announced that the campaign will be in co-op, which is pretty cool. I know they tried to dabble with it in the past, but this one is actually going to be full-blown co-op. You could do a single player or co-op from start to finish, which is really cool. I'm definitely going to try doing it in co-op because I feel like playing this game in co-op is a lot more fun. So that's really cool. And also you can customize your character fully. I don't really know what that means. They didn't really show much of the customization, but they said you can customize your character and make them unique in your own way. So you start the game off as a deputy. You kind of arrive into Hope County trying to arrest these cult leaders from Eden, and that's how you start it. So you're a deputy sheriff going into Hope County trying to stop this cult from happening. And then you got these other guys. You got Nick. Nick is I believe he's a pilot. So his grandfather and his father fought in the war as like an air fighter, or just as a pilot, and he didn't go to war, but yet the reason why he wants to fight the Eden cult is because he's concerned for his child's future. He wants his unborn child to have a future where he can, be safe and fly planes and have fun. So Nick is really like, mad, and he wants to stop Eden from causing all this chaos so his child can have a safe future, which is pretty cool. I like the backstories they gave these three characters. So the next one is the preacher. I don't really know what his actual name is. I just know him as the preacher. So he kind of has like an intro scene where he's like saying that I wasn't there for them in the time of need, referring to Eden the cult. So apparently the cult was following this preacher, and then somehow Joseph warped the whole understanding and following of this preacher's teachings, and made it into like this whole holy cult thing where they have to kill people. I don't know. So the preacher he's sad about it, and he's like, taking personal responsibility. So he's like, I can no longer be the shepherd. I must become the wolf, meaning he must, kill all these Eden members so they can no longer hurt other people, which is kind of crazy. They're taking something from a show called Preacher. I kind of like that. If you guys haven't seen this on AMC, it's a really good show. So I think it's cool that we have a priest actually, going into the action, killing people. It's really crazy. I mean, this is going to a whole nother level of crazy, but that's really cool. I want to see more of his character because it seems like he feels like he's responsible for all the stuff that's happened. So he has an interesting character. And then you got Mary May. Mary May, it looked like she was a bartender. And originally what happened was the Eden cult went over to her family. I believe they're trying to talk to her father. And the father didn't want to join, so what happened is they killed the father, her mother, and her brother. So now she's like angry at the cult, and she wants to kill them. So she has a huge grudge against them, a huge thing of vengeance against them, which is pretty cool. So I'm assuming that these three people that we're gonna see, Nick, the priest, and Mary, are gonna be like our allies. We're gonna acquire them through playing the game, which is really cool. I mean, all three of these characters have some really interesting backgrounds. I want to see more of them, and it's really cool how they showed, Far Cry 5 in the trailers, I mean, it really looks like they're trying to go, story driven. It's gonna look amazing. It's gonna play amazing. I can't wait for it. And also in the trailer, it looks like you can have animals. It looks like we're going back to Far Cry Primal, where you can have animals sick on the enemies, like you can sick them on the enemies, which is pretty crazy. And also there's guns for hire, so I'm guessing you could hire like mercenaries or whatever these other soldiers are to, do the dirty work for you. And also I guess you can also do let the animals do the dirty work for you. I don't know. I'm not really sure about that, but I know there's like guns for hire, which is kind of cool. So you're kind of like, building your anti-cult to fight the Eden cult. I don't know. It's funny how you're building an army just to fight them, and it just looks cool. So I also forgot to mention that it looks like we're gonna have some really cool, air gun fights, because Nick has this gun that it looks like a mounted machine gun on its plane. So I think in Far Cry 5 we're not going to be able to have gunfights and battles in air, or we get a plane that can unleash unholy hell upon these Eden folks. You see what I did there? Unholy hell. It's a religious cult. Okay, so yeah, I think we're gonna be able to do some, air gun fights, which is pretty cool. We have, air vehicles before in Far Cry, but we've never really been able to, engage enemies with these air vehicles. So it's pretty cool. Hopefully this happens, because I definitely want to use a machine gun on a plane in Far Cry. That'd be a lot of fun. But other than that, that is it for the Far Cry 5. Trailer stuff. If you guys are interested in the content I have, subscribe to the channel, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.